Greetings, everybody! I am the Starving Martian, and we are back with another Terminator review. It's been a while, so I thought we'd fire up the old time chamber and bring this sucker forward from 1991, when he was originally put out by Kenner Toys for the Terminator 2 toy line. This is Battle Damage Terminator. Ironic name, considering that there is no battle damage on the figure, at least not yet. Most of the figures, the Terminator ones, had, bits of the endoskeleton showing where parts of his flesh have been blasted away because, that's what you want to see. It's how you know that you got a Terminator toy and not just another Arnold Schwarzenegger toy. I mean, for all we know, this could be a Last Action Hero figure. That would suck. But it's not, and we're going to prove that in just a minute. But first, let's just take a look at this guy, shall we? This guy's pretty cool. I like him a lot. He's one of my favorites from the original line. He actually makes me think of Terminator from the first movie. He's just kind of big and buff and butch. He doesn't have any shades on. You'll notice he's not wearing his traditional glasses because, like I said, in the first movie, he doesn't wear them until he gets battle damaged and his robot eye is showing. He wears them for disguise. In like every other Terminator movie, he wears them because he seems to be programmed to have to look cool. But well, this guy looks like the guy from the first movie, which you'll probably know wasn't the hero of the story. The original Terminator was quite the killer, not somebody you wanted to tangle with. So he's here in his gray undershirt. He's got these dark olive pants. And his boots are just done in the same color. You could see that they're sculpted separately, but they're done in the same color, which is kind of a shame because they blend in. I would like if they were like a brown or a black, but either way, turning the figure around, just more of the same. It's about what you would expect. And he's just a big, strong, beefy hunk of robot. So, as far as accessories go, he comes with a shotgun, which is a little bit warped over the years, but what are you going to do? I don't think I'd feel safe firing that. So, hey, he calls shotgun. When Arnie calls shotgun, he gets shotgun. So there we go. He holds it rather well. It doesn't fire anything. It doesn't do anything. It just is a shotgun, and that's fine because it looks cool. And looks like something the Terminator would use. Either Terminator 1 or Terminator 2. Or Terminator 3 for that matter. So there we go. It's a rather nice accessory, and it doesn't have to fire or shoot missiles to be a good accessory. In fact, when it comes to characters like this, sometimes the simple accessories are the best. Other Terminator figures in the line have like giant arrow missile launching guns. It's like, have you ever, do you remember seeing the T-1000 like shoot a giant arrow at Arnold in the movie? Because I certainly do not. Alright, now this guy has one gimmick though. If you're wondering why he's called Battle Damage Terminator when he doesn't seem to have any battle damage, it's all has to do with this arm here. Now I was careful when I pulled it up to make him hold the weapon because this is what triggers his gimmick. So what you're going to do is just take this arm and you're going to bring it down all the way to his hips here and see what happens. Bam! There we go. And there's our battle damage. Somehow they blew away all the flesh on his face and his torso. And put a nasty hole in his chest. And so, this is really, really cool gimmick. I do like this quite a lot. Because this gives you play value for one thing. If you're a kid, you could have him look all menacing and Terminator-y, or you can make them look like a normal human being. And that's the point of a Terminator, is that they look like a normal human being until the inner robot is somehow exposed. Now he has, because of the back of the figure is still molded in, it looks like he has a little halo or something going around. Like, is this some sainted Terminator? But the sculpting on the endoskeleton is pretty good. They give him beady red eyes. You got all the pistons and gears and stuff going on. And that's really cool. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can make it out from the camera, but there are little bits of plastic in here that do move Let's see, up and down. I don't think you really see it, but they do move when you move the arm, and that's what's going to release this little bit here. So you just snap it back into place and you're ready to go. So yeah, it's kind of a neat feature. Most things like this would have a button or something that would activate that, and by putting the trigger mechanism in his arm, it makes it look like more of a smooth figure. Like you can't automatically tell, hey, this guy's gonna punch or kick or do something when I push his buttons. It looks just like, oh, it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger toy. And I can imagine if you didn't know what this toy did and you're just fiddling around with it, and then one day it's just like threw its chest off at you, it would be quite the surprise. So let's compare him to a couple other of our Terminator figures. This first one's kind of interesting, and I'll show you why in a minute. This is Hot Blast Terminator, first one we looked at in this channel. And the interesting thing is, looking at the two of them side to side, these are the exact same figure. They're the exact same mold. Obviously this one has different chest, and it's got some different molding on the face. But aside from that, the hands are identical. The molding is just exactly the same. They've got the same pants, the same boots. This is what I'm talking about. You could tell this guy's wearing boots. He's got the black pants and the brown boots. They just separated it better. And of course, this guy came out in the Future War series. You could tell by the tattoo. But he's a repaint of a earlier figure. So they did come out initially at the same time. And so just a good reuse of the mold. Usually just repainting a mold is kind of lazy. But by giving him the different chest with the bandolier and the battle damage and the different face, you don't notice right off the bat that these are the exact same figure. So obviously being the same figure, they scale well with one another. What else have we got here? Of course, here is Chromium. My favorite original character developed for the toy line. And they scale pretty well together. And here he is with the endoskeleton from the Toy Island series, which of course are more Star Wars figure-y kind of size. So again, take your child to work day. Alright, so as far as posability goes, he is limited a little bit by this arm. You can bring the arm up, but again, if you bring it down too much, you're going to fire off his chest gimmick. The other arm will rotate all the way around. He's got bend in the legs, forward, not really back. His head does not move, obviously, because of the gimmick, but that's quite alright. That's excusable because the gimmick is fun. I really do like the gimmick this guy. I think it's one of the better gimmicks. I think it's executed well. Let's do it again just for fun. Ready? Oh yeah! Here we go. Ready? Stupid joke in 3, 2, 1. I'll be front. I'll be back. Alright. I apologize for that. Alright, so that is Battle Damage Terminator. Now I picked this guy up on eBay. I bought him used. Cost me about $6 or $7. Used, he's one of the more expensive ones. You could get him maybe around 18-ish and then up from there. These guys don't cost too much. They did mass produce them. And I actually purposely bought this guy used because A, he was a lot cheaper, and B, because he does run on a spring gimmick, I don't fully trust him. The spring gimmicks have not held up all that well over the years. When we reviewed this guy before, I pointed out I ended up having to glue part of him together because his spring gimmick had failed him. And so I bought him used so that I could read the seller's description, and the seller stated that the joints were tight and that the gimmick worked fine. So that made me a little bit more likely to go ahead and buy him. So if you're going to buy this guy used, like I said, probably about $7, $8 he'll be going for. Check and make sure he comes with his gun, because it is, in my opinion, one of the more appropriate Terminator-y kind of accessories. And obviously it also works with some of the other figures in the line. Heat Blast Terminator, you might remember, came with a really lousy weapon with a water squirting backpack that like bulged up on his back. Didn't look good at all. But this shotgun works a lot better. So it's a very versatile weapon. Good accessory piece. So good accessory, good molding, fun gimmick. This is just one of the better Terminator figures in the line, and if you're interested in Terminator at all, I highly, highly recommend it. So guys, this has been the Starving Martian, hoping you enjoyed this look at a toy from both the future and the past. How you do that all at once, I don't know, but they managed, and we'll catch up with you later. Until then, keep watching the skies. Bye.